Community Lawyers is about bringing resources to communities that are underserved.
There, we are creating access to justice for people.
They're going to be a trailblazer in the area of providing, again, low bono services, affordable services, making sure that everybody has access to the courts.
Community Lawyers is doing something that no other organization, to my knowledge, does. It educates people about options that are out there, lawyers who are willing to serve people of low to moderate means. It promotes awareness among our colleagues.
Access to justice, I think, is going to be one of the key issues facing our courts in the next 20 to 30 years. In our system of jurisprudence, criminal cases take precedence over civil cases. That affects the local community's access to justice, because if they don't have access to a lawyer, they don't know the means and the mechanisms available for getting your case pushed up to the front of the calendar.
If you're a poor person, you can get some access through our service to very basic advice, in some cases to representation, but representation is expensive, and we don't have the kind of budget that would allow for representation in all cases.
Here in Orange County, we have several courthouses. We have a couple of self-help centers that are open to the public. We have the Legal Aid Society. We have our self-help center here at Legal Aid, but it's definitely not enough. We rely on other organizations like Community Lawyers Incorporated to help us provide access to justice to people.
There are not enough attorneys providing affordable legal services that match the number of consumers for legal services that are out there. But I think this foreclosure crisis, this credit crunch, some of the economic problems with layoffs and everything else that is going on, has really highlighted the need for affordable legal services for the average moderate income American.
When folks find out that there just is no way for them to be able to afford the representation that they need, they struggle through on their own, or even worse, they give up.
Most attorneys like to make a commitment, even those that are working for profit, like to make a commitment to provide free legal services or pro bono services to individuals if they can. Now, the question is, can we get attorneys too to say, well, okay, I can't do it for free, but I can do it for a nominal cost, a low bono type situation.
Community Lawyers tries to do is fill that gap between people who make too much to qualify for the free legal services, but who don't really make enough to afford an attorney on their own. And they really act as like a bridge between the community here and the legal community, in terms of connecting people who might not be able to afford an attorney with someone who's affordable, and also connecting people who feel disenfranchised and like they don't have a voice.
I'm an attorney who volunteers at least once a month here at Community Lawyers, Inc. And what I do is help people probably in some of the hardest times in their life, when they're divorcing and trying to move on, or maybe it's a custody and visitation case and just don't know what to do with their kids, or financial matters. That's also really important to a lot of people. So what I try to do is help them here through the use of our services and empower them so that they can do these things on their own. And we basically get them ready. They go to the courthouse and they start filing away and moving on with their lives.
Actually feel empowered, because a large degree of the work they do is themselves, filling out their own paperwork and, getting their legal needs taken care of with consultation, but mostly on their own. And that's a lot less expensive than hiring a full-time lawyer.
We're able to provide them assistance through our legal clinics. So I work with the attorneys that volunteer at our local clinics, building those relationships with attorneys locally as well as with community members.
Yo no sabía cómo llenar las formas para iniciar un divorcio y aquí la encontré. Aquí vine y me ayudaron y me sacaron de las dudas que he tenido. Y aquí me ayudaron a llenar mis formas.
When you are exposed to something through a mentor or an externship or an internship, you see it firsthand, and that's the advantage. One of the reasons why when I go and I talk to students, the first thing I say is, my name is Kelvin Filer. I was born, raised, and educated in Compton. And the reason I tell them that is, if I did it, you can do it. So don't let anyone tell you you can't.
One of the greatest things that Community Lawyers Inc. has provided our company is that they placed an intern with us one summer ago. She brought along with her a lot of compassion and maturity, and these were exactly the things that we were looking for in an advocate, someone that we can train, someone who is like-minded, and someone who, like us, was committed to social justice issues.
I was an intern at CLI Summer Internship Program in 2008. We went to visit several courthouses, we saw a couple hearings, and we met with other attorneys who open practices serving the low and moderate income clients.
CLI is really seeking to launch its Attorney Incubator project. This is a key project of this organization, which will address the need to serve underserved communities, not only here in Compton or Southeast Los Angeles, but really in California and possibly nationwide.
The Incubator Project is a program for recent law grads and brand new attorneys whereby they'll be trained in how to open their own solo law practice.
Which is basically like a legal residency of sorts, sort of like when medical school graduates go to residency. It would be something similar for law school graduates to be trained in the practical aspects of running a law office.
All the lawyers that volunteer here inform me of their experiences going to law school and the steps it took them. So it gives me a basic idea of what to look forward to, and I'm pretty excited.